words. Number 1, project. Notice my pronunciation changes this word whether you are using it as a noun or a verb. If you're using it as a noun, it is project. The O makes an sound. Project. This is a big project for our team. I can't wait to finish the project. But when you use it as a verb, you say project. Project, project. Project is a verb, and it means to forecast, estimate, looking into the future. It is always about the future. You know, you are forecasting, you are guessing. So a lot of times it is used with money, budget, sales. This example sentence, the finance department projected the company's yearly spending. She doesn't use it with money and sales. She uses it talking about dating, right? And she's saying you usually don't immediately project into the future 20 years with this person. Immediately forecast, immediately imagine 20 years in the future. When you just meet the guy for the first time, are you thinking, oh, we're going to get married and what will it be like in 20 years? Probably not, you know? So to project, look into the future. Number 2, spark. This word can also be used as verb or noun. Here she uses it as a noun, but you need some spark. And we talked about the second sentence. You need some click. You need some spark. In here, it's quite related. Spark is similar. When the original meaning to spark a fire means to start a fire, right? And even sometimes, if you have like a campfire, the little piece, like crackle of fire, that is called a spark, right? So you can see sparks, those little tiny piece of a fire. You spark a fire means to start a fire, but it can be used, not talking about fire, to spark a movement. Recent example, I read in Korean news there was some murder in Gangnam. The guy killed the girl in the bathroom. So that perfect example, that I didn't read Korean news much, but I heard that has sparked a debate or sparked a conversation about how women are treated in Korea or something like that. So if something happens, it sparks something. So people use it in the dating world as well. You know, they say, was there any spark? Like, you guys have chemistry. There is some spark. Is there a spark or not? You know, if there's not a spark, then probably you won't have a second date. Nothing exciting is happening there. But if there's a spark or something was sparked, you are excited and there's chemistry and like that. Number 3, articulate. To articulate is a useful word. It means to express yourself clearly, to express yourself fluently, coherently. A lot of times, especially if you're speaking in a second language, you might have an idea or a feeling, but you cannot articulate it. Even me, sometimes there is some feeling that I have, but I cannot put it into words. I cannot articulate myself. I cannot explain it clearly. She uses it talking about writing. You know, you can't even, she's saying you can't even articulate what that is. She's talking about the spark, the click, right? And that is something that it's just this feeling that you have, but it's hard to put it into words. It's hard to articulate exactly what that is. Or to articulate yourself is a good skill if you are really good with words and being able to explain stuff. Number 4, evocative. Evocative. This one is a little bit strange too. It comes from the verb evoke. Evoke. So there's a pronunciation change in that. There's also a spelling change. Evoke is E-V-O-K-E. Evocative, the K switches to a C, and pronunciation change. Evoke, evocative. And evocative means it just really makes an image in your head, you know, whether it is some strong image or some memories or something. A lot of times it is used for advertising. If that advertising is very evocative, it will give a strong image in your head. Sometimes this word almost sometimes it is used to talk about evocative, like kind of risque or sexual type stuff, right? Like that, it is very evocative. Some advertising is very evocative if the girl is almost naked or something like that, right? It is evocative, very strong image, and it will put that image in your head. She is talking about writing for her is very evocative, right? Because it makes her maybe experience many memories or these feelings or these images.
Is it only good memory?
It doesn't really have a good or bad meaning. It's kind of, I would say, neutral, evocative. Like I said, a lot of times it's used in advertising. Evocative advertising is probably usually good advertising, it's more successful, but it's not really. Sometimes it is used to like say the bad, like I said, kind of bad or sexual stuff. This old guy was sending very evocative pictures to the girl or something like that. So it's not necessarily good or bad. And number 5, transport. Transport. So this word can be used, the original meaning talking about transportation and cars and stuff like that, getting from one place to another. Here, she uses it, she says it is so transporting. It is so transporting. So what she's saying, it's saying it can carry you away, like almost bring you to another place. A lot of times, you said you like kind of fantasy novel, right? Maybe fantasy novels, especially if they are good, are very transporting. They can kind of bring you to another world, bring you to another place. A movie or something can transport you to somewhere where you've never been before, in your mind, of course. It's not talking about physically transporting you here, just in your mind. It's transporting. So all words are quite useful and common and can be used in different ways. Any questions about the 5 vocabulary words? Nope. Okay, so we can go to discussion.